My name is Rhapsody, his name is Orbital Potato, and welcome back to the slipperiest ways we know how. How's it going, bud?
It's going very, very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I am buoyed by the knowledge that we know enough about this mission at this point, guaranteed to succeed. And specifically, to gain isium and value and use isium in the appropriate amounts at the appropriate times. Have you any thoughts about the council that you might want to run this time?
I think we want to pick up a different team. Not because I don't think our team last time wasn't good. I feel like we need a little change of scenery, you know?
Totally agreed.
So we took Vittori, Aphorian, and Sylphid last time.
Yes.
So why don't we swap out... Why don't we swap out Sylphid and Vittori for the other two? That would be my pitch.
So that would make us Bakar, Dender, and Aphorian?
Yeah, why not?
Let's have a quick look at their text before we commit to something like this. Aphorian does have interstellar networks. It also has post-scarcity. So we have a lot of ways to make planets prosperous near the end of the game. No, it does have hyperdrive as well. So we also have the flexibility of that as a way of providing energy to our sources. That said, we also have starbirth as well as subatomic cracking over here, and even solar superconductors if we need energy for fixing.
Yes.
That's all looking pretty good. Oh, this is really appealing to me as well. The nutrition on 412 planets. So this is very, very efficient when paired with an Earth or when paired with an Arctic colony. It's not Arctic colony. It's maybe forest, I think, where robot makes a biomass and a water at the same time, or Earth where a person makes a biomass and a water at the same time.
Okay.
It makes like whole new configurations of systems available. It's very powerful. We can get a little bit of money every time we deliver a rock. We are going to be delivering a decent amount of rocks over the course of this mission because we need to make a decent amount of robots to get a decent amount of isium.
True.
Any of this immediately stand out to you?
I love energy. I love the mechanics of energy. I love thinking about energy. I think it's great. So I like Bakar for that reason. I mean, Dender, you seem to like, but I can't get my head around Dender because I'm an idiot. But I'm happy to go with it if you want.
I like Dender a lot. I'm looking at what they have access to right now, and I'm not super enthused by it. Biophilic fields is definitely interesting for the same reason that I was mentioning previously that the nutrition is interesting, for the ability to create completely new combinations of colonies that otherwise you would have been locked off from. I'm very excited about the Aphorian, specifically for access to Hyperlane. I'm pretty excited about Bakar, specifically for access to all of the energy that they have here. Dender is not floating my boating right now. Save biophilic fields. All of it's kind of... I'm happy to take Dender as like a new... it's a different thing to put into the build. But... what would my focus really be towards? I mean, wow, there's geo harvesting for the harvesting on all planets again.
Who has the extra isium production thing? It's not Dender, but
that would be Sylphid.
Yeah, see, I think we get that because that gives us an opportunity to scale up isium production, which we might be requiring. More than we considered initially.
Can I tell you some of the great things that have just fallen out of this choice you've made?
Okay.
This joint factory previously didn't service as well as we would have hoped. It worked okay, but nothing was fundamentally built upon the joint factory. But you know what will be? All of these solar farms take a microchip to start and then a robot to finish. So a single Forge world immediately double completes a solar farm. Also, we've got permafrost melting and lichen farm, as well as the hybrid hatchery, So we have extra ways of creating robots, which we're going to need a lot of on this mission, and extra ways of utilizing those robots in case we have an excess of robots in any particular area. We can make almost a human-free galaxy here.
That sounds so appealing. That really sounds like the best configuration here. It really does. No, I like this. You've identified a Kraken perk.
Okay,
so that's
I think joint's one of them. So we've got reciprocity. Every time a two-way trade is established, get 10. There's also whenever you deliver rock, get 10. 30% of empty signals become asteroids and increase their value by 30%, or we can get 60 more at the start of the scenario.
What are you thinking? Because I know I definitely have a favorite that's leading the pack here in terms of other perks.
Yes, I think your favorite leading the pack in terms of other perks is going to be Prospector. I'm about to try and argue that Well Prepared is going to be better than the best effective Prospector that we can get. And the reason I think that's going to be true is because gravitic mining, increasing the value of all exploited asteroids by 100% for 11 science, is very difficult for us to work into our build, especially when we need to get things like biohybrids, when we need to possibly get things like freeze-resistant bots, when we need to get things like the solar superconductors. I feel like our science is going to be kind of locked up relatively early, so if we are going to have our science locked up relatively early, we're going to need the money to fund it. I think getting that first and foremost is probably more appealing to me.
I am very happy to go with your suggestion. I think this is a good team.
Perfect.
I think it's going to be great.
Absolutely agreed. I've been thinking about how we can approach this mission since we last approached this mission. Okay, let's see.
So in terms of like general thoughts, I mean, obvious stuff, right? I mean, like we need to get more isium earlier. That's literally, that's a great combo, by the way. Those 2 5s. That's
yeah,
that's
I like those.
sick. Nice.
Let's see what we can do with this galaxy immediately. So we haven't got any arid or desert planets next to this Forge World so far. So we don't have a way of utilizing solar superconductors just yet. This is on ice ball, and these are on primordial.
We can upgrade the solar superconductors to something else, though, can't we? Or is there another energy tech later on that allows us to build on mineral planets?
No. So instead of having the what's that called? Oh, every single time I know what it's called, and then I say it wrong at the time. It's like geothermal vents.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We don't have access to those right now. We've just got the solar superconductors. This leads to energy-driven industry, which is anything generating an energy generates an extra energy rather than that.
Gotcha. Okay,
however,
it's still fine. It's still great.
Like, we do have subatomic cracking as well as starbirth later on, so we're not going to be any short of energy.
Yeah.
Gravitic tugs is so expensive.
It's just not. I don't think it's that good.
No,
it's
like
not that...
I think it is good. However, I think it was good when it was like 6 to get the first level of it, and then 10 to get the next level of it, and then it was really, really powerful. Whereas at this point, by the time I can get gravitic tugs, I feel like I already have to have had a plan to deal with the galaxy's formation before getting it.
Totally. No, I agree. I agree with that.
Any formations strike you so far?
Not particularly. That was one of the combinations that I was thinking of. I mean, I'm just sort of on the lookout for desert and arid. That's good. That's a good combo, by the way.
Yeah, it's not bad. We can even get another into there if there happen to be more symbols down in different areas. I'm not going to commit to it just yet. I think we should send... If I could get these 4, I would love it, but I cannot. So I think we go for these 4, and then... Honestly, probably these 4 and then these 3. These are low-quality symbols in the distance.
Yeah, I'm happy with those 3 up the top, or the cool. 4 and the... Yeah, that one, that's pretty good.
Okay, we immediately have a colony. That's a great producer for those as well. And actually, unfortunately, that can't get its bot all the way up to Earth.
What about can we produce food on that ocean lake, the ocean world, instead of and then colony up there?
Good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that totally works. that totally works. I was blindsided by the two-way trade.
Yeah, it's nice. It is nice. Always nice for
Man.
two-way trade.
Oh, is it wrong to be blindsided by the two-way trade? It would have a two-way trade with 2 mineral planets. That's a lot of interconnection.
It's not bad.
But you're right. Where do we get the wheat from?
Where do we get the wheat from? And we're gonna need water for the extra mineral after that. Otherwise, it just becomes redundant after we do it.
Yo, this system is closed. We should start.
I think it's good. I think it's really good.
So the first thing we want is a colony, and then we're also going to want to supply the colony, as far as I'm aware, for the best income.
Yep.
So we'll colonize these two and join them.
Yep.
If we want to, we could get onto month 12 with the Forebear Ruin connection.
I think a Forebear Ruin then a scan is probably best in terms of course of action here.
So
because then we can unlock our missions before scanning.
I like that. Someone said in one of the comments that the way that income rolls over years is being incorrectly assumed here. So I just want to run a really quick experiment. So this is going to take 3 months to take, and it will lower our income by 2 a year. So if this is providing its negative to our income before the rollover of the year, then we should expect to have 128 as well for the 5 cost of the mine after I colonize this. We have 130. That means that the cost of constructing this doesn't actually enact until the end of the construction at the start of the new year, which means that a lot of our optimizations around not building something at the end of the year have been fallacious.
Completely flawed.
Yep.
Deeply and horribly flawed.
Thanks for that, Commodore. But now we've got it. Cool. It's all good. Hey, we were just training with weights on. That's what we were doing. We were Rock Lee training with weights on, you know? That's an anime reference to an anime I haven't even watched.
It's, I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference, I don't think. But it is nice to know that we can do that.
I think in the early game it can make a little bit of a difference because
I agree.
Like, I feel like the cumulative value of it happening over 6 consecutive years is probably like 5 lost months.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially if we're taking other actions to sort of pad out the stuff. Although that being said, it's like the downside of not building, or the upside of not building, is that we get to make scans that we perhaps wouldn't otherwise make, and so it kind of forces us to think about scanning sometimes, which is really good for intel and stuff.
That's true. That's true. I feel like while we can create a closed loop here, we probably don't really care too much about scanning, which is why I went for the colony.
Yeah, that's fair.
Time for the tasks?
Yep.
Ooh. We haven't got any two-way trades on the way, but that's not difficult to start doing. We're about to generate 1 extra rock immediately.
We're about to well, in fact, if we take the other mineral planet as well up at the top, we can get another 2.
Yeah.
I think that's the easy one.
If only I didn't take this. We misplayed by taking it. Yeah, we're definitely taking the car. No, I don't think it's a problem. It's all good.
I think, to be honest, the other 2 pretty much 50-50 at this point.
Yeah.
Probably easier for the two-way trades.
Yeah, it's probably easier for the two-way trades, right? Just because, like, the establishment of another colony does it relatively easily, whereas it feels like this only happens because this can't happen from Remnant World because we put a person on the Remnant World and it creates 2, so we would then have to feed another person or have 2 outputs as well as put a water into it. It gets too complicated to do that unless we're using Forge Worlds to do it, and we need the Forge Worlds to create robots right now. I like it.
I think it's I think you're right. I think you're totally right.
I'm just gonna start interconnecting this. All right.
Oh, Look at that. A mineral to the yeah,
Mm.
to there. I didn't
I,
realize that it needed a second mineral. That's
neither.
wild.
That's incredible.
That's sick. How much
I
money?
don't
How
want
much
to.
extra cash does that give us? Just out of curiosity.
5 per year.
5.
It's quite a
Wow.
lot. I don't want to do it just yet because there is this Forge World out here that can easily feed off of this. And we would have to get an extra water into this from somewhere else if we wanted it to be able to do that in the future.
Yeah.
While this is connected. So unless we have a reason to get an extra wheat out of this, in which case this would prosper with this connection. Well, not prosper, but success. I probably would hold off on that, personally.
I think that's fair. There's also the Forge World, the Forebear Ruin, which is also probably worth connecting up.
Absolutely. You want to do that now?
Just to see. I kind of do actually, because I feel like it's going to inform. That's incredible. In fact, that is probably the best possible.
Absolutely. Holy cramoly.
That's sickeningly good. What is it? Was it 12 tech?
Yeah, 12 science. Cost 30 to get the final 4.
Jinkies.
What's happening in glasses? Yeah, that's it's a lot. We could immediately get solar superconductors. We could also immediately get biohybrids.
I just like solar superconductors, but we don't have any planets for them yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is the one downside. I will say the hybrid hatchery also provides a lot of opportunities for two-way trades, because all you need is a bot getting biomass, which happens on jungle planets as well.
Yeah, fair comment.
Yeah. Honestly, I stand pretty hard behind biohybrids in this mission. I think this is going to be very valuable for creating the systems that we want to get the most isium out of the world. However, do we need it first? Probably not. Do we need solar superconductors first? Probably not. I don't think we need to even decide what we're taking from this.
I agree.
Until we find
I actually,
something.
I totally agree. Like, I think
Love
we
it.
need more intel from scans, really. I think.
While I do agree, we've got 3 months left in this year, and I think if we connect an isium mine, we'll get like good outcomes for our
Of
income.
course. Happy to do that.
Perfect.
Very nice.
All right. Have you got a preferred direction for the scan? That's only a 3, unfortunately. This is a 6 right here.
I think that's really good. The other thing that I was thinking about was labs. Now there's the obvious candidate of a mineral lab.
Yeah.
In there in the middle somewhere. I mean, it's been a little bit hampered by the fact that we've got the Forebear Ruin, but I mean that can't really be helped. So maybe something to the north or to the west or to the east. Yeah, that pretty much right there was where I was thinking, like somewhere around there.
I think we might need a second colony now before we do that.
The other alternative is to the east of the existing Earth-like up there. Yeah, somewhere in that region, hoping to nab ourselves an extra colony up there that we can maybe supply with food from the existing food place.
Absolutely love that play.
Yeah.
So the most efficient thing we can do is the 6, but then that just leaves the other as a 3, which is a little bit sad, but I still think we should probably do both of those.
I think the 6 is good. I think the 6 is good because if we colonize a planet in that cluster, then we can get a better then we can get a better scan.
Can't. Whoa! Almost. Yeah, can't do that. Although, not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's not great either. It's not bad, but it's not great. Let's. I think we do these 3 now.
I think you take the 3. Is exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Same brain. Oof.
What happened to your glasses? I mean, I think that's desert and arid. We haven't hit a desert or arid yet, have we?
Yeah, neither.
God, that's just it's just typical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think anything is interesting here. I don't think.
Agreed.
I don't love anything at all, actually.
I'm hurt, but I'll soldier on. I agree that we need to scan something. I think that's where the lead is going, right?
Yes.
We've got 2 people hanging up here. Unfortunately, our scans are very inefficient. It's like a 2, a 3, that's a 4. But then, like, I miss out on these good symbols.
Oh, come on. Raps, you can make that happen. I believe. You can make that happen. Come on. Let's just pretend that this is entirely down to skill and not to do with mathematics and measurements. Come on, pixel hunt. See, if you had your glasses right now,
You're right.
You'd be fine.
If I was on camera, I would rush to put on a pair of glasses, but this is the luxury. Imagine that I've done that, audience. There we go.
Yeah.
See, that's the luxury of not being on camera at the moment. Yeah, can't do that one.
Okay.
I mean, we can do it in a
yeah.
3 and a 4.
Yeah. Just yeah.
Okay.
Just a singular desert planet would be quite nice. The one time that we're actually looking for desert planets.
There's an arid. Unfortunately,
That is
it's
an arid.
actually fine to be a colony as well. It would be able to take that from there and then, forge bear off in that area. But like,
so it's a good little setup here. Because that jungle, the bottom jungle, could become a colony there, quite easily, with the wheat produced from the Earth-like, if I'm not mistaken.
oh, you want to produce wheat in the Earth-like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's either or, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't really.
Well, I mean, here it's probably got to be the wetland farm there, and then this creates Gaia World, this creates the colony, and then this creates the robots.
Oh, hold
for
on.
it. So this gets a second robot out here that also activates this isium colony down here. The other robot goes out to the wetland farm.
Hold the phone.
2 connection. What's
hold
up?
the phone. Microfab factory or whatever on the Forge world. 2 chips and 1 robot. That would be better than if we do the colony on the Earth-like. Keep the food on the jungle. Keep the food on the jungle. Yep, and then just the arid can become actually a solar superconductor farm with the extra chips from the Forge world down south. And we can also put the extra chip into the robot fab or the Forge world across at the other side of the world, and that can theoretically lead into the isium mine at the bottom, or is that too far?
No. These are connected. It's just they're not showing it at the moment because.
Okay. Yeah, because it's closer proximity. I think that's pretty good because again, that is an entirely closed system.
Okay, I wasn't seeing it until this final step of, getting the extra chip back over into this direction and then that having the ability to fund this isium deposit down here. I do like this now. I am a little concerned.
You want to quickly colonize that Earth-like just to see what the sort of density of planets are out there.
It's pretty decent density.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I mean,
I like the opportunity of having I like the opportunity of having a floating energy.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty decent. But I mean, that doesn't have to be colonized. I mean, we don't have to do anything with that. I'm thinking of, like, what can we try and do with a lab? We have a free chip in that area, which is quite nice. There's the jungle up at the top, which we can use to produce... does it produce biomass and water from a human?
From bot.
No, it doesn't. It's from a bot. Yeah, so I'm just thinking of what can we produce en masse to try and study? What do we have an excess of? Obviously, there is minerals. If we do the play that I suggested, we got chips. Your play, that's water, biomass.
This doesn't study anything is the problem with this play right now.
It also builds.
Hmm?
It builds a big wall of stuff around our human world. What am I saying? It builds a big protective ring around which we cannot move anything into this space. Not as an argument against it, just as a point of note.
Yes, yeah, no, the value of this space would be purely defined by the ability to take 2 people from the colonies and at least 2 copies of the same resource into the same central area, but this just doesn't support it. I was just seeing scaffolding if that would work.
Is there any place for a lab to study minerals? Like, is there a world in which we're able to get a lab that can loop into the 2 mineral deposits?
Yeah,
I know it's going to be a tough...
So. It's the sharp angle on that top one that makes it a problem.
Yeah, because if that was...
Not possible.
Yeah, shame.
Hmm.
Although that being said, there is the potential that we could drag a second person across from the colony and just study 1 resource. I mean, it would only get us a little bit of science, but it's at least something, you know? 1 resource with 2 people, that is. I don't love it, for the record, but it's an option. If you want to start researching right now.
I also don't super love that.
We're also, by not building goods at that Forge world, we are forgoing connecting up the colonies to goods.
Oh, this can totally be a goods factory instead.
Oh, that's true, I suppose. Yeah, that can.
Yeah.
Can do goods.
I think this connection is way too efficient. Like as it has dawned on me, this is absolutely incredible. We need to just lock this in.
I agree. I agree.
Let's uncolonize there, and then I get 2 colonizations and 2 connections here. So it should be that, and then 1, and then. Wait, no, the bot can't go down there. It has to go across here.
Correct.
2.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think that's bad. Is it better to do the colony, maybe?
Wait, I didn't need to colonize this yet. That was the problem I made there.
But that does get you 10 extra income when you supply it with a robot.
It does, but I don't even do that this year.
It's true.
So I don't need to colonize it just yet. It'll just be
I'm just trying to make you feel better. It's
okay.
No.
It's fine. I don't need to be made to feel better on this one, because I think we've got a play that is even way more efficient than that. It's colonizing that. There we go. On 2.
I think that works better.
Oh no! The second thing this wants is bots. So it's taking the extra chip, which means that either Arid's going to be without a chip or Jayu.
What is this? What is it? Wait, hold on. Is it water that the Forge world needs to upgrade? What does the Forge world need?
More stone.
Is it more stone?
Which is about to get cut off from, because this has to connect over there.
Yeah, I mean there might be another mineral planet somewhere else. Well, hold on. That second chip is only useful if we actually want to study, or if we want to turn the turn the arid into a solar superconductor world. I mean, do we want to do that? Is that a determined?
I didn't want to override you on that, but I'm not settled there yet. I like the idea of continuing to make just really strong plays like this. Like, if have you watched any of I'm about to say recent turn of chess, which is a 2021 Twitch thing, I think. Have you looked at any of the programs where they're like, oh, you made a move and that is a brilliant move? Like, it's not just a book move, it's not just a good move, this is a move that the computer is surprised by. Like, I think this interconnection you've done that?
I have made one, according to chess.com, I have made one brilliant move.
Can you tell me the story of it?
No, it was awful. I moved a pawn. It was the lamest move in the history, and the computer just didn't see it. Because I think you're right. Like, a brilliant move is only a brilliant move if the computer didn't see it as a brilliant move. Otherwise, it's just a best move or something. I can't remember what it was. But yes, yeah. I know exactly what you're chatting about.
And this play with this Forge world and the outputs of this that you've described so far is a brilliant move. I think we commit brilliant moves as a higher priority than considering whether or not we can utilize something at the moment, because by committing these, we may discover what we can end up utilizing.
Okay. All right.
I think there's an interconnectedness of this system that we can go for. Now, what was the reason that we couldn't export a bot immediately? It was because we need a bot to go out to this wetland factory, right?
Yes.
But as soon as we put a bot out there, it takes a chip as well, which means
Correct.
that the arid isn't going to work. So...
only if we use it for a superconductor.
Yes. Do we want to turn the arid into a superconductor right now?
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of ambivalent about it. Like...
Let me pitch you a little on it.
Okay.
I'm thinking of it in terms of its economic security for us right now. Specifically, if we get that arid to be a superconductor and then send its energy back to Zep, then Zep has the ability to send a bot as well as a microchip to the wetland factory, as well as a microchip over here. Possibly ends up getting another bot, which it ends up getting to send down here. Otherwise, this one already connects over here. We have such a super interconnected galaxy just off the back of that. And we end up with a floating energy up here that's just ready to do whatever the heck.
What do we need for the energy? So we need a chip and a...
A chip and a robot gets us our second one. So
okay,
both of those come from here.
Let's scaffold this. Like let's
Sure. So I'll show you what it would look like.
Is there, by the way, just
I can take the 8 and still do it, to be clear.
Funnily enough, that's exactly what I was thinking, because 30 for the extra 4 science is a steep cost when we still have a galaxy to build.
Yes. You got it, bud. Yes, agreed. So that gets those 2, and then you send that back down there, and then that has the ability to send...
Yeah.
It's out there, and then out there as well. So this is literally just needs to trade with one more successful planet, which if this starts to export its wheat will become successful. And then when it does that, it'll get an extra robot, which can go down here. It's made 2 planets successful, and we've got a floating energy as a result of these actions.
And that robot... Yeah, I mean, so that mineral world is just ready to supply to both of those forge worlds if we don't put that big old connection in the way that is being highlighted at the moment. See, right? Yeah,
yes,
right there.
So if the robot is coming from down here, then we have the ability to just throw minerals back into those. Although I will say,
I like this.
I don't think either of these actually... Wait, this one does need another import specifically to become prosperous. So yes, never mind. I withdraw the thing I was about to say.
No, I think this is really good. I think this is really, really, really nifty. And that got us one of our 2-way trades as well. Which was,
yes, that's the 2-way trade between the Arid and Zep.
Okay. Yeah. I think this is great. I think we need to scan some more, though.
I agree. I think I committed this in the most efficient way possible. So I'm not going to roll back.
I don't think it's worth going back. I think this is great.
Yeah. I do think we need to create this higher world as soon as possible, though. So I'm just gonna... I mean, it's only 3 extra income. I thought it was actually going to be way bigger than that. Okay. Maybe not our highest priority. So where do you want these scans, buddy? There's a... I can offer you a 4-banger out in that direction. There's a sneaky...
Oh, come on.
4.
Oh,
that was the 1 pixel barrier. Oh, 5! I'm committing it before I can't do it anymore. I mean,
okay, I like that.
Also does that.
I like that a lot. That's a lot of mineral options for... Again, I'm thinking about labs. I'm trying to think... Labs.
Okay. Hang on. Let's start thinking about labs for a second here. Because you're right. Labs. What if... What are we going to have an excess of in this area? Because we've got a person here.
Robots.
So if this person makes, robots or chips.
Or minerals.
Or minerals.
Or anything, actually.
And then this becomes prosperous. We can take the extra chip or robot from this. This can easily make chips from this as well as making extra robots, and that robot goes over here. Like, we have off-put ramps for a lot of stuff. and we've also got one person. I don't know. If we have another colony in this area, something else that Gilia goes off of, I would be happier with it. But then that cuts off the Hive World's contribution because it can't go down.
I think there's a lab setup. I think there's a lab setup right here.
There absolutely is. Where is
I'm just trying to think if it's. I'm just trying to think if it's chips or robots and where it is that we build it. I think that we can pretty confidently build the mineral planet that will supply the extra resources to both of the Forge worlds. Not that one, the one at the south.
Ooh.
I think building that one at the bottom is fine.
I'm not certain that's the case, and until we need to get an extra chip or bot out of this, it's not worth doing.
I think if we want to get a lab, we might have to do that kind of soon.
Okay, we can't get an extra chip out or bot out of this unless we make it successful. It doesn't like this
okay.
is not contributing towards that. Getting this an energy or some connection for
Something
water would do it. Having two outputs literally would turn this successful, which would prosper Zep. So I kind of want to try and scout and see if we can find another planet out here.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, that's 4. Unfortunately, the best. Oh,
ooh,
buddy,
that's nasty.
That's out of range. That's okay. So
Not a planet. Yeah.
Wow, can't even
That's
actually reach
miserable.
there. It can reach this isium planet, which I don't love, but that does create a closed loop system.
I actually love that. I really like that a lot.
Why?
That is really, really good.
When this prospers, where do the extra bot and they have nowhere to go?
Yeah, but the reason that I like that is because that remnant world, the mineral world, and the forge world are all there, and they're all ready to be used by both of. I think there's a world in which you can build a lab right where your mouse is right now, in there somewhere, and if we're able to get people from the top, people from the south, something, chips or robots or something or other, yeah, right there. I think that's the play. I think there's something there.
Okay, so the problem here, I'm seeing it. Right,
yeah,
let's take this off the field.
You're cutting off the either the mineral supply, or you're cutting off the connection from the forge world at the bottom.
Exactly.
That is the problem.
Yeah. If this could get 2 people and 2 of the same resource into something, I'd be pretty happy with it, which it can do actually just with stone. If this becomes stone and this becomes stone, and it's
true.
Literally just like place this in the right position and like
it'll go once the asteroid.
Yeah, as soon as the asteroid goes down, like in this position, and then it just connects all 4 of those. We end up with
5 science, right?
4. Right, because the pair of them makes base, and then material is +2 and a person's +1. So the base is 1,
yeah, okay.
+2 +1, 4. It's not very open to expansion, but it is 4. It also completes our Bakar quest, and if we create this colony interchange here, it also completes our Euphorian quest. We also prosper our first galaxy by doing this. Zep prospers.
Actually, hold on. What? I'm just assuming that there is going to be a connection from. Yeah, from there, but there's not going to be one there. Okay, that's probably not going to make a difference. Okay, yeah, no, I'm happy with this as is. I'm happy with this as is. I think it's good.
Cool. The most efficient stuff that I think I can do right now is...
It's going to be a little tough, actually.
A little bit of a toughie.
There's how many planets does that asteroid affect, by the way? Is it all 4 surrounding it, or is it 5?
That's all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's incredible.
Cool. That's really
6. This one as well. We're gonna get so much money back from that. Okay, it's one. I just don't want to leave one hungering by the end as well. We might have to use a scan at the end of this year. Oh no, wait, never mind. It does. I forgot.
good.
Okay, and then go over the year with this. That connects, prospers.
Nice.
Connects.
Beautiful.
Two-way trade. Foreigns,
Beautiful.
unlocked in events.
Oh, and that
sorry,
and that the biomass can go up to the food world as well. Very cool. That's a brilliant move, Rhapsody, as chess.com would say.
If we can get another way to get the wheat out of there, I'd be very, very happy about that. Maybe hyperlanes in the future. We'll see.
Yeah.
One there, and then this connection doesn't have to happen yet. This is all access to the plan.
Yep.
It's gonna take the full next year to get science online.
That's cool.
We just accept that.
We're gonna need to pop the roid first.
Do we want to pop that before we look at the tasks?
I don't think it matters, to be honest.
Fair. Oh, buddy, that thawing facility would make both. Wait, though they wouldn't be successful until they get their second stone out. But this would be able to make bots. So that's easy to get second stone out there. This doesn't get its second stone out at all yet.
We can scan. We can scan later. It's not a problem.
Yeah, that's not difficult. I don't think we're increasing that right now. I think both of these are very easy to do.
Right.
Well, very easy to do. Maybe the ocean world one isn't that easy. This is easier.
Ironically, if we had, ironically, we could have done the chip production mission. That's the crazy thing. Like,
Hey.
yeah, we would have done that. Also, maybe it should be a chip facility rather than a robot facility, because that's going to get us 2 robots anyway, and 2 chips, if we supply with 2 ore.
The robot facility, sorry?
Yeah, the robot facility at the bottom. You've got it ore into robots, but we do ore into chips, we get a robot anyway.
We do. This is about trying to get more robots, I guess. It doesn't have to be.
I'm just sort of thinking here.
It's not going to be taking the stone from both of these, unfortunately, because
No,
it's going to have to cut itself off. But let's finish the creation of the lab before we get too ahead of ourselves here.
Agree. That's so good.
Income. Okay.
Nice.
Then 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's pretty sick.
It is sick and nasty.
All right, missions, I guess, next, potentially.
Actually, if this puts a person in there and this exports its extra ore, this becomes successful, which is another successful adjacencies nice. For the others. In fact, this would pop successful. This would pop.
Not one that we need, though, right?
Well, it could be, because this, this is going to get its success once it gets an extra ore out of here, but this gets its success immediately by default. So if we're like talking, if this gets a chip, a good, or this takes the energy, we can start prospering this entire area again.
Mm-hmm.
The interconnectedness is just very high. Task time?
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely need that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we can accomplish this one by default. Actually,
Agree.
hang on.
Agree.
This plan works super well if we have a arid or a desert out here. However, we have no reason not to scan before we take our missions right now. We could
totally agree.
Check this 5-banger.
Yeah.
Is that a 5-er? It's not. Mm,
It's a
stinky.
distinct lack of arid and desert right there. But there's your desert. That's it.
Oh,
So
buddy,
does this
that
change
hurts.
things?
This is a lot of isium we're turning down right now. Like, we might need to rethink this system, because this was a very easy way to get the water for those two. But at this point, we're being offered a lot of isium we're turning down right now. Like, this could just take the extra robot from the extra, ore from both of those. This can't really benefit too much from that, unfortunately.
Hold on. Does that produce water? Does the jungle produce water? Because we can successful that mineral planet.
Swamp
No, it doesn't.
No.
No, sorry, the swamp. I was thinking because we could maybe prosper that mineral planet in the middle, which we have yet to connect. Because that's already got 2 outputs. It'll have its. Actually, it won't even have an input yet from the planet world.
So we're getting 1 isium per year right now. We're 19 years, well, 20 years, let's be clear. 19 years and 12 months, 20 years.
Can we make a connection between that Forge world and the isium planet on the isium Earth, like in the very top right? Is that a possible? No. Okay.
Just
out of range.
shy.
Yeah.
Permafrost melting on Iceball and Lichen on Iceball. So both of these are robots in, but they export different resources. So
I think we just have to take the isium tech that allows us to get more. The top one, yeah, that one, isium refinement.
I don't necessarily disagree. However, that becomes really, really good if you are generating extra robots or extra water, and all of our robots are employed and all of our water is employed. Like, our
Apart
extra
from the
robots
2 that are...
Our extra robots, like, have places to be. Yeah, I guess.
Where's the robot on the right going?
This one?
Yeah.
So it was initially going to connect down to here, but all of these are unscanned possible isium deposits.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I think that's a good scan actually. Oh, come on, dude. That's criminal. That actually should be illegal. That's.
We can make it illegal.
Field
We can
harvest.
make it not exist.
That's a 1, 2, 3 years away.
Exactly. We're right on pace. I think we revert to do the best thing we can. And you know, highly weight isium production as one of the best things we can do. I think one of the ways that we can accomplish that right now is, man, that Iceball planet really
you know, I actually think
sucks.
Completing the tasks is a better thing to do. I know that I'm being a contrarian by arguing against isium production. I think down at the bottom of the world, doing the whole mission completion operations, it feels a little better. I don't know why. Hold on, there is actually a world in which there is a planet out to the left of that remnant world right there that gives us something that gives us water that would maybe allow us to connect in.
Unlikely, but possible.
So that's an option.
It's difficult to be more efficient than robot makes double water, and we have excess robot production down here. I will say, before we do this, because I think this is totally fine if we do this, but I do want to get pretty serious about possibly saving this isium at least, which makes it harder to do this as a full like microfiber factory rather than a bot factory. But we can get back to that in just a moment. I think I've spotted something up here. This obviously takes in the person, puts out the extra bot here. Love it. Great story so far. This melancholy planet, if we take freeze resistant bots, it can take a robot and make that into water. So we take that, it can take a robot from here. It can take a robot from here. It makes SS water. That water can go to this. The extra robot goes there. And the other water goes here.
That's That's what's called in chess, Rhapsody, a brilliant move. That is one that the computer did not see. I like it.
I will say
I
this
love
this takes our only ocean planet in the entire galaxy and guarantees, at least for some time, that it's not going to have a second outport, which means that we would want to take these two.
Very okay with that.
Okay. Now, is this going to be a more successful initial scaffold, or is this? We've got 10 months left in the year.
I think the scaffold that guarantees extra isium is better.
Okay, so we'll do it for the sake of isium speed first, which means
Those two, yeah.
colonizing these two. I mean, that gets 1 isium to colonize those two.
Yep.
We also get 1 isium if I just colonize this, send that up, and go across. And we don't leave hanging resources at the end of that year.
6.5 a dozen. I think.
Not wrong. Okay, let's take the freeze-resistant bots. I'm so glad that we're managing to utilize this tech. Like,
Have we ever used it before?
No!
I don't think we have.
It's Dender, baby. It's unmapped terrain.
Okay.
Oh,
good.
we get a 10 for the second connection to it as well. It's incredible. Okay, so we can now colonize one more thing and double connect it.
Then it's got to be the mineral. Yeah. Oh, you can still, yeah. In fact, that's perfect. No, hold on. You can still connect. We're learning because of the whole. Yeah, you can still build before the end of the new year, but the negative penalty won't take effect. Yeah. God, we've been living a lie this whole time, Raps.
That's okay. We, as I say, we're only training with weights on. We're going to be so much better now. And we previously, like, full star, turbo hard, goddamn, this is like diamond, like Moe's scale, like difficulty. This is gonna be grand.
I think that's the one. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. That's perfect.
We can even make the galaxy super interconnected with these. We're not going to just yet. We want to leave those resources floating for later. Now, down here, let's start resolving our problems down here. Because I do think this needs to happen. It's so efficient. It's a brilliant move. But is this multi-purpose and then this becomes a solar farm? Because that's totally viable.
I think it does because it goes 50% of the way to solving our mission, our chip mission.
Boy. All right.
Well, I think a scan out to the left is the first protocol before we do any of that, just to sort of see what those planets are.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. I was just going to start committing them.
That's useless. I don't think that's useful for anything, really, is it?
Well, no.
No, not at all.
Okay. End of debate on that one. Let's fund both those.
We've got more money than we know what to do with at the moment.
So we don't need to give this a bot yet, but if we do trade one back from here, which I think we have to do if we want this even to get successful, we'll get our second bot. So we'll connect this in first, and then send that back, and send the bot over.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. It's worth noting that we are making an absolute ton of money, and we have exactly no trade hubs, no trade connections at all for goods.
Exactly. When I think about these kinds of things, I've mentioned before that I think hyperlanes, I think slipstreams with infraspace mastery, I think teleporters, I think all of these are ways to solve a similar problem, and to a lesser extent, null point, the null point creators, the ones that just fulfill an empty resource in a planet, but they cost extra resources. It's like a silted, high-cost structure. I think all of these are ways to achieve ultimately very similar ends of interconnectedness of the galaxy, and from your interconnectedness of the galaxy, the ability to generate money, and from the ability to generate money, the ability to generate more interconnectedness of the galaxy, right? And I think one way that we haven't, consistently explored, and something that is a linchpin in this, is using the cheap techs, such as freeze-resistant bots. In this case, the way we're using solar superconductors as well, because of the multi-purpose factory. Something we haven't explored as much is those just making such a solid system by themselves that we can do whatever the hell we want. And that's what I'm so excited about in this run.
The base feels really, really strong. If this was a car, the chassis is like it's like a 4x4, military truck sort of off-road. It feels really strong.
It's one of those chassis from the cars back in the 60s where you'd crash, right? And the car would be fine. You would die. Yeah. The car would be fine though.
Yeah, it weighs more than a house. It's very, very heavy. Has to have a huge engine to move the massive weight of metal that is slowing the whole thing down. But anyway, it's really good. It's really good. This is a good system we got here.
Fully agreed. Man, the scouts out here are a bit abysmal.
I think that's okay though, because we are guaranteed that if there is something visible, we're going to be able to trigger it with energy. Like I think that's makes it worth scanning those couple of areas.
I don't think like they're unscannable or anything of the sort, but I don't think they're our highest priority yet. I think it easily could be, but like scanning a weak, a strong, a medium, and then on the other side a weak. Wait, can I even get those three? Yeah, I can get those four. It's just, and there's not even needs that we even need to meet on this side. I think we can leave that energy there for the moment. I mean, we are leaving this energy up here for the moment. And it probably should go in here and just get us a bunch of extra income. How about we start scouting up here?
Yeah, okay, that's a good call. How much income would that energy get us, actually? Just out of curiosity.
7.
Okay, it's pretty good. I'm not...
How far are they? Okay, this needs another import-export. That's really hard to do, unfortunately.
Not impossible.
Import-export. You only need to get another person out, which is not difficult at all.
Do we want to leave that energy connected up? I feel very bad about connecting that energy up to the planet just for the sake of a good.
The reason I'm fine with it is because there's no other good that's going to meet that planet. That's just not going to happen. And if the forebear... In fact, let's check the forebear first.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
I mean...
It's not bad. How much money is it?
It's 59.
Sorry, I mean per turn. If we sell it off slowly.
Oh, it looks like it's 9.
9, yeah.
So, using the raw resources would complete our Silphid mission. Just to mention.
That's a good call.
What else could we do with it, though?
Still need one other ore-producing world.
Let's have a look at our tech again, just in case the answer is sitting for us in here. Hybrid hatchery. For primordial swamp and jungle. I could even send... No, I can't send in that direction. That's not the way that goes.
I mean, is there the mineral world up at the top of the world? Is there any chance that we can get water over there? Oh, there totally is.
The
hold on, we can.
This one?
Yeah. No, sorry, the mineral world at the top right.
This one?
Yeah, we can successful that right now. Like we can complete that mission.
With the connection of those two?
Done. Yeah.
1, 2.
So robot down to the
Yep.
Earth-like, mineral down to ocean-like, and then across to the other one.
I see
top
it.
there.
It's that one, that one, that one, that one,
That one.
that one.
That one. There we go. And that gets us even more goodies. And now it's just a question of whether we want to use that forebear ruin to complete the mission, or if we want to do it ourselves. In fact,
Doing it ourselves
we-
would involve. Sorry.
if we put it, all that we need to do in order to do it ourselves is colonize that mineral world and then link up the outputs to the two the mineral world in the middle of the map. Yeah, right there, and supply. Oh no, that's just a straight up robot factory. Ignore me. Okay, that wouldn't do it.
Hmm. Everything right now is so solid. I could not be happier with how this is all like.
Also,
working
we
together.
have geo harvesting, so we could do the planet destruction thing, or we could do the extra isium. Either or. In fact, I tell you what, the extra isium, that ocean world right there, that gives us water, doesn't it? Yeah. So a single human input would give us 2 extra isium there.
It's very true. And then it would have the ability to even export extra water later to that. This would also be a human giving us water, which would also, with hyperlanes, be able to jump over those. So as long as we have a colony out in this direction, that'd be fine. This colony could even get created here. That connection's not long enough, unfortunately, though. Yes, I think that is a totally reasonable way to do this. I will say that if we are doing isium refinement, then it's probably also very important for us to get energy-driven industry and the hyperdrive. So energy-driven industry, because it doesn't actually produce... it doesn't produce energy production. It produces the production of planets that are receiving energy. So this would create... Because it's, the main production is both of these, it would create an extra robot as well as an extra chip. In fact, next year, our mission completes itself. If we take energy-driven industry as our next thing, it immediately completes the Sylphid goal.
That's pretty nutty.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I think, to be honest, we've got such a great economy. We've got such a great kitty at the moment. Everything is going great. We just need more isium. I think now we just optimize for isium, and we are basically there.
It's isium. Okay. Agreed. I like it. Can I finish out the year making some money plays? Because,
of course,
an example would
I think
be
we've got plenty of time.
That. Like, setting this up to benefit. What is it? 123 right now. Before doing any of that, it was... 19 less.
And we still have 4 more planets before we hit the next colony stage, called the galaxy size anyway.
Just look at the beauty of this. Like, it's so interconnected. And that, the linchpin that connects the two of them is prosperous. It's incredible.
It's an early prosperous as well. It's a really, really early prosperity.
So early. Okay. We got 6 months left in this year. How do we want to spend those?
The other thing is there a possibility of getting another lab, maybe?
Love it. I think that's exactly the kind of thing we can start thinking about right now. So I feel like it's going to be difficult for me to want to study either water or robots, because it feels like at any point those can just become more isium. We can connect those in for more isium however we ultimately want to do it, right? So if we're not doing that, the studyable materials in the game are rock, water, no, biomass, chips. So biomass or chips for us.
Chips is the easy one, right? I mean, it's got to be chips.
Chips seems to be the easy one because we generate it while we're also making the other things. We're gonna have one chip from here, one chip from here. It's like I don't want to have to wait until we get hyperdrive to actually be able to make labs, So we need an open area.
Can that energy connect over to the jungle world at the bottom there? Yeah, that one.
Probably not. Yeah, 24 in range. And you again. What were you? Because that was kind of important.
Chips and rock.
Chips and dip, exactly.
I think I actually care about the money more than anything else.
Actually, I wonder
Would
if
get us the mission done now, though, which does have an inherent advantage.
It's the mission's done next year as soon as we get the energy-driven industry, though. I'm happy to chalk that as that's the way that one's going to go. Yeah.
Maybe some more scans then, so we can get more isium.
Yeah, we're not gonna have 6 months worth of scanning to do though. Just trying to make sure there's not one super efficient thing to do. Okay, let's start doing it.
Great place for it, actually.
I've never seen a better
no colony though.
Not a colony inside at all. This is feeling more like it has to become a colony of some kind, but I don't want to do that.
Can you colonize? Can you colonize just something out there just so that we can see what the density of planets?
Not incredible. Couple mediums, a lot of weaks.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Garbage.
Got absolutely pranked. I think we should go for these as well. This gives us our full information, I guess, ish, unless we want to take this one out to the left as well.
Okay, so there is potentially studying water or something down here. I know you said you didn't want to study water, but there is, like, there's a combination that would work in here, I think. Somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere.
I'm not yet seeing it, at least. Okay. Do we want to take one last scan, turn over the year, take these 3?
Yeah.
Ooh. That's not half bad. That is not half bad at all. All right, let's take energy-driven industry, immediately completing our task.
Brilliant. That doesn't chain together to give us more energy, though, does it?
No, it doesn't do that anymore, unfortunately.
Disappointing.
Explore the designated area. Oh, that's so far away. Like, here's the center of the galaxy. Here's how far we've built so far. There's where it wants us to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Total production of robots is pretty easy. Total production of goods is...
That's naturally going to happen.
Kind of challenging, to be honest, for goods. I mean, we only have one uncolonized Forge world up at the top, and I think it can only connect up to one singular planet.
Yeah, one of the big problems we're having with goods is we're going to have to substitute energy for them a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Just because we have no, like, late game plan to make goods. I guess we can nano fabricate planets into Forge worlds, but we're not really planning on that being the way that we do those by that time. Instead, like, fusion plants are probably the way we would achieve the same thing.
We need research if we want to get that far. That's the thing. We only have 4. Low on the old researcher-only.
You're not wrong. You're not at all wrong on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Lots is gonna happen.
We should take that money, by the way, the sequential the money per year from the Forge.
Oh yeah, you're right.
4-bit room.
Oops.
It doesn't matter now. I mean, you know, we're fine for it, but should do it.
I think, man, I don't want to lock myself into that quest. But Cartech is kind of nice. Subatomic cracking is pretty good. I just feel like it's going to be impossible to go that far down this soon. Unless we, like, extend by, like, risking our money specifically to get down here.
It's going to cost us a lot of planets to get down there, for sure. It's going to take us over the edge. Although that being said, I mean, I do actually think it's preferable to the other one, because I just don't think that we're going to be able to get the goods. I really don't. Like, I just straight up think it's unlikely.
I will say, one Forge world being provided... I mean, yeah, the goods factory actually takes both robots and ships, so it can feed off of any
What's
of these
the
quite
density of
easily.
planets? What's the density of planets up there?
Up here?
Yeah, up there. Yeah, okay.
Not awful. 2 scans worth.
I think we sort out the lab, and then sort out some isium, and then think about the missions maybe.
Okay, sure. I'm fine with that. I think these are probably going to be ultimately easier because this is like neither of the priorities you've listed so far involve doing this at all, whereas this can, these can. This one will. All right. Lab time.
Lab time.
It's time to study.
Lab time. So 2 robots. We got 2 robots around there. We got 2 chips that are around there. Could get a 3rd robot by connecting up the mineral world to the Forebear Forge world over there. Yep, that's a possibility. So that is 3, but then we need a people.
This
Jungle
doesn't
world
have any
colonized?
access to peoply.
Colonizing that jungle world right there, would that make a difference? I mean, maybe just ignore the Arctic for a while and...
So the problem then becomes access to wheat. This would be the obvious wheat production factory because then it would also go there. If down here there's an Earth-like, then people makes monoculture and water immediately creates this as a full successful system.
Oh, there definitely will be. I'm 100%, dude. I think this is our best bet to study chips or robots, whatever. Probably robots, right? Yeah, definitely robots.
How's it ultimately? So this gets a second robot, right?
Yep.
Robot from here, and then the idea is that person from here.
Yep.
Right? Am I understanding correctly?
Correct.
Okay.
So lab, right in there, yeah. Job's a good one.
Are any of these going to be violated by the? No.
No. So
okay.
You only need chips from the left for the desert world, for the jungle world even.
Okay, this is distinctly possible, but like the existence of an Earth like here makes this incredible. You ready to gamble?
I am born ready. I actually think if we leave it hanging, it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's pretty bad because we can't make both of the colonies with that.
Hold on, how are we getting the wheat from the second colony?
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. How are we getting the water for the second colony?
Yeah, that's what the Earth world's for, because it needs Gaia worlds for creating both the biomass and the water at the same time.
Still a chance, I believe.
That'll not do it. That was not it.
Is there a tech for? Do we have a tech for something? Something like that? Is there a tech that can change the output? What's the microbial thing?
The biohybrids is a hybrid hatchery on primordial swamp and jungle. So that's Arctic remnant. So yeah, the only one around here that would be able to do that would here, which would be biomass becomes bots. And we can get biomass from over here, but that's a hyperlane. We can
so here's my pitch.
We can't have this create biomass because it's already colonized, unfortunately.
I think we don't get the second colony. We don't get the arid colony, but we get the other stuff. Still within the still within that range, and we study the lab as is. I think that would be my preferred way. We leave that hanging until we can connect up some biomass, and we just leave it as open as possible so that we can add as much,
Sure. I'm just gonna quickly show what you're talking about here. Man, I really wish we could get that successful. Just another person.
It would be so nice, but we can with hyperlanes or thingy once we get the extra lab up and running. Perfect.
I can't deny
I mean,
it's sick as hell.
It's well worth it.
I
It's
can't
unfortunate
deny
about
it slaps.
It's unfortunate about the hanging. In fact, we'll technically be hanging 2 resources because we don't have a second person for the mineral world, but I don't think that's a problem. Like, we'll fix that. We can fix that with just late game techs. This is an easy fix as well.
Can I forebear ruin?
Absolutely, go for it.
It might bail us straight out. Oh! Oh!
Oh, it does. Oh. That's so clutch, dude. That's so clutch. It's so cheap as well.
It's
30.
incredible.
30 bucks.
Oh my god. Yeah, yikes, man. I think we just take the full 30. I think there's no reason to not take it. It's so cheap.
Absolutely not. It scales perfectly. It scales linearly rather than exponentially, unlike the initial research quandary.
This is an incredible pickup for us, and it is going to transform the way that we are approaching this mission in the next episode. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. His name has been Orbital Potato. There's all the links you're looking for in the description down below. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.